Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today is a second part of Subnautica's review, Subnautica Below Zero's review. I did not really shit on the game that much on the first part that I made, and I missed a lot of points that some of you have pointed out. So I wanted to make part 2 just to, address those points and also talk about more of the previous points that I've talked about in the previous video. But talk about them more in detail. I'm really sorry for the length of this video. This is one of the most lengthy videos that I've made, if not the most lengthy one. But yeah, promise me, well, not promise me, I promise you that it's gonna be a good one, okay? So, strap yourselves in, Tugas, this is gonna be a trip. So, as you may all know, Subnautica Below Zero is Subnautica's successor, let's say. It's a sequel to the game Subnautica. Before we actually talk about what Subnautica Below Zero did wrong, we first need to understand what Subnautica did right. One of the first points that I want to say is that Subnautica was great for its horror, for its terrifying atmosphere, and for its never-ending terror. Now, how did it achieve that? Well, it's pretty easy, I must say. They made you be the stranded character. It's something entirely different from seeing someone being stranded and feeling that you are stranded, feeling that you need to take inventory and you need to see what items do you have. You need to survive because you can die of thirst, you can die of damage, you can die of hunger. When you are thirsty or hungry, you have fatigue, you move slowly. All of this is what made the game Subnautica a very good game, and one of my favorites, if not my favorite, one of my favorite games, to be exact. It's just something that I can't really explain. I can't explain how good I feel about this game, and I can't explain how shit I felt for Subnautica Below Zero. Now, you might understand that I'm telling you all of this because something changed in Subnautica Below Zero. Of course, it did not stay the same. I would not like it if it stayed the same. Although I think that it would be appropriate just to honor the first game, the success of the first game. I think that it would be appropriate for the developers to actually have, let's say, some of the terror of the first game. But no, the Subnautica Below Zero does not. Because Subnautica Below Zero, well, not Subnautica Below Zero, the developers have clarified that Subnautica Below Zero will not be a scary game. It will not be a horror game. It won't have the same elements as Subnautica, and that's what hurt the game most. This and another point, which other point I must say is pretty much the worst one, because it just kills the immersion. It kills any immersion that you can have, because you pretty much cannot feel the story anymore. This is the big reveal.
The meteor storm.
I can use it to recover from Altera's eyes.
Gonna miss you, Robin.
I'll find my way back.
Your character, Robin, talks. Now, you might ask, why is this bad? I mean, we all wanted to have a strong protagonist, a protagonist that knows what they're doing, and a protagonist that we can understand their story, right? No, because that's not what made the first game what it is. The first game in Subnautica, you are a silent protagonist. You as the player can feel what the protagonist is feeling, what the player character is feeling. You can become the character. But when the character talks, when the character has a set story that you don't really explore because you don't care about it. Because let's be real, when a character talks in a game, you don't really care about their story. You just want the game to be done because you believe that the game is going to be good. Well, that's not the case for Subnautica Below Zero, because I know when I played the first game, one of the things that I loved was your character being a silent protagonist, because you can create your own story. You don't have to. You don't have to follow clues around. Robin did this, and Robin did that, and Robin did the other thing, and Robin did something else, and Robin did this, Robin did that, Robin did this again, and Robin's sister died, and she met Alan, and Alan did this, and Alan did that, and no shit, and no, and nobody. It's not something that fits with a Subnautica game, because the narrative of a Subnautica game. Okay, the narrative of Subnautica, of the first Subnautica, is, well, being a silent protagonist, creating your own story and interpretations with everything. You don't have you don't have someone pointing their finger at you, pointing their finger at a map and telling you, you go there, and then you will go there, and after that you will do that, you will collect these resources, and then you will move on, you will go to this biome and collect this and this, and then come back to your base, fabricate this and this into that, and then take that into there. No one tells you that in Subnautica. In Subnautica, they tell you, wow, you came into a planet. What? You want to go into a fucking monster and just die miserably? You can do that. You want to go into... You want to cheat and just teleport somewhere? You can do that. You want to explore the planet? You can do that. You want to build a base? You can do that. If you want to complete the story, you can do that. You don't care about the story and you just want to build a base, or you just want to see the life forms, scan the life forms, be a biologist, a xenologist, an aliologist, a whatever nologist, you can be that. Why is someone texting me? in Subnautica, you can become the character. You can become what you can't be in real life. It's something like an alternate reality, but better, because the character does not talk. In Subnautica Below Zero, unfortunately or not, Robin talks, and she talks a lot. And that's what makes the game lose a very big point of immersiveness, for lack of better word. Okay, because the game never recovers from that. Alright, because when you have a character that talks, you understand, you don't care about their story, you understand their story, and you're like, wow, a story, and wow, she was born with 2 legs, and wow, she was born with 9 fingers, or 11 fingers, or 3 eyes, but you don't really care. But you can say, maybe she was born with 3, or 1, maybe she did this, but what if back there, like back in, let's say, an alien planet is this and that, you get to know the player and the planet and the game by playing. But in this game, you get to know the game and the player and the planet by being AFK. If you go on cheats and disable your hunger and thirst and just stay in your life pod, and you have already collected Alan, okay? Alan will start telling you, hey Robin, I'm from there we do this, and we don't really we don't think that collective mind is that inferior. How is your body so inferior? How do humans cope with being so shit? When you sat around in Subnautica, the only thing that would really be actually good is the PDA just tuning in with a bit of, black humor. So yes, I do believe that by making Robin talk, they massively destroyed what Subnautica Below Zero would really be good with. So yeah, I don't really think that the game ever recovers from that. Really, it's a point that I really did not make in the last video, but I wanted to make it now because it's so important. I really don't know how I forgot to address it on the last video. So the very first thing that you're gonna notice when you play Below Zero, when you start Below Zero, of course, without, the whole character talking thing, the first thing that you're gonna notice is that the game has quite a lot of land. Now, that would not be really bad with a game that is not about water exploration, underwater exploration. So, you're like, what the fuck? But nope, it doesn't. It doesn't stop there. Nope, it does. It doesn't, because guess what? Apparently, 1/3 of the game you play on land. You start the game on land. Your life pod crashes on land, and you have to walk and just get to water. Now, I suppose that was made to get the most out of a new feature, the temperature. But you could do that by doing something else, entirely something else, making making temperature relevant on underwater. That's something that the developers clearly did not think about, because that never happens. If you are on one temperature, you are ready to freeze, and you jump into freezing water and move for 2 seconds, you are heated up. Can anyone see something bad with this? I can't really point out. I really do want to stay silent, but I can't really, avoid pointing that this makes no fucking sense. What the fuck? I mean, why does jumping into ice cold water actually warm you up? That makes no sense. Or at least, I don't know, I think that I don't have logic, but I believe that it makes no sense, in my opinion at least. Now, the last point for this video is gonna be the vehicles. This game has 3 vehicles, just like the first game. Now, the difference between this game's vehicles and the other game's vehicles is that this game's vehicles are shit. Okay? So, the Seamoth and the Cyclops are gone. Frankly, I do not believe that the map is just too small. Okay, the map is just too small for a vehicle as fast as a Seamoth, and every important-ish biome is either a cave or 20 meters, or has 20 meters depth. So the Cyclops really wouldn't really fit, and their functions have been quote unquote somewhat combined into one vehicle, C-Truck with modules that I believe it works similarly to the Cyclops. Now, I have to believe, and because I really didn't play with it, because the game didn't really give me a reason to play with it. But anyways, so the other vehicle is the prawn suit. The prawn suit also existed in Subnautica 1, and the prawn suit makes the game a fucking joke. Why? Well, when you get a prawn suit, you are invincible. Nothing can hurt you. You can hurt everything. Nothing can kill you. You can kill everything. You're pretty much untouchable. With the grappling hook and the drill arm, you have better mobility than almost every vehicle, even on land. It also keeps your oxygen at full, your temperature at full. It can tank at least 5 hits from any Leviathan. It can kill any Leviathan. It's the easiest way to kill any Leviathan, since the stasis rifle is fucked up and it's gone. So yeah, that's pretty much it about the prawn suit. Now, the last vehicle of the game, in Subnautica Below Zero at least, is the Snow Fox. Oh boy, the Snow Fox. It had so much potential. Really, I loved the Snow Fox from the commercial use, okay, from the commercials and the trailer and all that. I thought that it was gonna be a great vehicle, but it's not. It's even if you wanna stay still, even if you wanna read your PDA, for example, your temperature is always kept at high, at max, and also for some reason, the Snow Fox just keeps on moving, even if you're trying to read your PDA. Also, it stays too low to the ground, so when you just hop over a rock, it's just gonna destroy your suit. Also, you can only recharge it at one place, and because the suit is just too small, the bike actually, because the bike is too small, I would say that every hitbox overlays. if you want to access upgrades, pick up or ride the bike, prepare to do wrong things at the wrong time. Also, like I said, it makes the ice worm encounter pretty much a joke. So yeah, that's about it for the Snowfox as well. Now, overall, I think that the vehicles, I think most of the vehicles are okay in the game. Like the sea chuck is bleh, and the prawn suit is, well, it's when the doom music kicks in, pretty much. The Snowfox is shit, and I hoped to see the Atlas, which is let's say the twin brother of the Cyclops. I really couldn't. They couldn't make it happen for some fucking reason. But yeah, thanks, World, I guess. Also, almost everything that you do is on land. Excluding the 1 or 2 missions, everything else is pretty much on land. I mean, only the late game is kind of on land, and of course the early game, because, well, you can't really be on land. But the first ever signal that you get is on land. It's dead center of the map. I will actually show you a picture of the map, and the dead center is where you get the first message, where you get the first signal to. That's Delta Station Dock. Now, every biome on the north is half a biome. No, it's actually 1/4 of a biome. Why? Because half of the biome is flanked by the iceberg, okay, because there is a massive iceberg up north, okay, which is really, I don't really give a shit about that, I don't care. But look at this biome, okay, look at it. It's a photo of the Arctic, okay, the North Arctic. Tell me, does this biome feel completed? To you, to a Subnautica, not to a Subnautica fan, to a games fan, does this biome seem completed to you? Or wait, does this biome feel completed to you? That's an entirely other biome. Or does this biome feel completed to you? Well, this biome at least has some jellyfish, or eye jellies, whatever. But that makes a biome feel even more incomplete, like they just copy-pasted some creatures and just, oh well, we're done, we can't take too long, develop a decent game, let's just throw this shit out, and just be like, oh yeah, well, we have some eye jellies here. The only reason, just so that I can be clear, the only reason I went to these biomes is because I wanted to mine resources, and because they were so empty. They were so empty, so the resource nodes and stuff were really visible. So I could just go there. I built a scanner room, and I just started searching for materials, because I never went there because the biome is just so empty. One of these biomes is not that empty because it also has a Chelly. Chelicerath is the new big bad Leviathan, which kills you in 2 shots after about 400 minutes. Yeah, you can sit around. You can even go and make it. You can try and make it bite you. It will just fuck off. If you hit a Chelicerath, do you know what it does? It fucks off into the void. Haha, does that feel like a Subnautica game to you? When you hit a Reaper in the first game, it would strike back, put you through the fucking floor, and then leave. And it would stay on its territory, it wouldn't go to the void. But this is a direct result of directly fucking off from horror, from danger and immersiveness, because danger in a Subnautica game, danger brings immersiveness. You can't be immersed and not have danger. Well, you can't, but it's really hard. That's my point. That's the point that I want to make. If you developers, please, if you want to make another game, if any one of you is watching this video and you want to actually make a decent game, a decent Subnautica game, a third Subnautica entry, please just don't have a voice protagonist, and don't just stray away from horror and danger. Stay close to danger, because that's what makes the game good. That's what makes people feel like they're the character. That's what makes people feel unsafe. And unsafe when you're in an alien planet underwater, an uninhabited alien planet underwater. Unsafeness is everything. Feeling unsafe means everything in a game like this. Wait, I'm sorry. What did I say? Wait, uninhabited. Wait, what the fuck? It's not uninhabited. What the fuck am I saying? Have I lost my words? Nope, I haven't, people. This planet is not uninhabited apparently, because it has already been inhabited for 2 years by Altera. Now, Altera is the greediest company, let's say, or Transgov, whatever, in the game's universe. Okay? So they're greedy, and they're greedy actually. There really isn't much for them, anything else for them. So the planet is really not uninhabited, but they all fuck off. Every one of the Altera crew fucks off because of a meteor storm. That's actually why you land. That's the way that you land. You ride your lifeboat right next to a meteor, and the meteor breaks, and your lifeboat crashes into land. You begin the game on land, like I have already stated. So, but even when they fuck off, the planet is not uninhabited. You have another survivor, an alive survivor, that interacts with you in scripted cutscenes. Let's say. Let's now touch on this. Let's now touch on this thing, because oh boy, is this shit. Now, if you don't know who this is Margaret. Now, Margaret is, well, who is she? She's a security guard of a crew actually shown in the first game, the Degassi crew. And this crew, everyone from this crew died by an infection called the Kara bacterium, but somehow Margaret survived. She killed a Reaper with a knife, only a knife, and rode its dead corpse from the Subnautica 1 game, from the Subnautica map to the Subnautica Below Zero map. 300 kilometers away. Do you know what the fuck 300,000, sorry, 300, yes, 300,000, not 300, 300,000 kilometers away is? You cannot understand how far that is. That's too far to actually, neglect and actually ignore. Okay, never mind that, when you are out in the void, there are leviathans trying to fucking eat you. Never mind that. How did she survive Kara? We never get an answer. How did she survive Kara? Kara kills you in 14 days. In 2 weeks, you're dead. You start getting like some green pimples and then you die. I don't understand. How did she survive? But that's, I really don't know. Theories have been made. This is one of the only things that the game can actually be theorized. Like, you can actually theorize about something. This is one of the only things, like this with Margaret's thing and like 2 or 3 more stuff. This is the only things that you can actually theorize about in Subnautica Below Zero. Also, one of the first things that you're gonna notice in Subnautica Below Zero is that the change of brightness. Everything is so fucking bright. Like, really, you cannot understand how bright shit is. But even if it's night, even at night, most biomes are clearly visible. Okay, compare that to the pure darkness in Subnautica. Like, the game wasn't even afraid to go pitch dark, like completely dark, which is something that this game, Below Zero, rarely does. Also, something else. Every biome in Subnautica 1 was open air, or, well, for that matter, open water, let's say. That doesn't really work on Subnautica Below Zero because they have to be diverse about fucking everything. So every biome in Below Zero is at most 50 meters on its surface level and reaches about 700 meters. Mind you, the game's maximum depth, the map's maximum depth in this game is not really 1500 meters. It's actually 900 meters. It's almost double. Subnautica has almost double the depth and also double the map. The map is 1/3. Below Zero's map is 1/3 of Subnautica's map. Which pretty much goes to say how bored they were when they were making the game and the map. Mind you, everything on the map is handmade, which I really have to applaud them for. Like any other company or any other game would just have a random seed generating the world with just the points being on the same place. Like let's say the life pods would be on different places. Margaret's base would be a random one. Margaret's greenhouse would be a random one, but the islands would still be the same. But the map is handmade, which I really do think it's a very great addition, let's say. But that doesn't really save them from anything. Like I said, I don't think that the game really needs to be that shallow. Because, like I said, 900 meters and a very small map is not that great. It's not. It really isn't. They were really bored when they were making this game, or I don't know. I don't know what happened. I really can't. I don't understand. But all I have to say is that some things you have to ignore if you wanna enjoy Subnautica. So I will give this privilege to Subnautica Below Zero as well. I will ignore some things. So I'll just ignore the map size, okay? Even the depth. I will even ignore the depth. But there are some things that I can't really ignore. So the next point is the equipment. Now, what do I say? What do I mean about equipment? Well, I mean, fuck me. That's what I mean about equipment. Equipment in this game is fucked up. Okay, you need to go back and forth to your base about 1,000,000 fucking times to collect a fraction of the needed gear to finish the game. Okay, you need hydraulic fluids, you need the cold suit, you need the spy pangling, you need so many stuff. You need so much stuff that I physically cannot possibly comprehend how the developers missed the opportunity. Well, not the opportunity, missed that this thing is shit. Pretty much, the system is shit. But I mean, who am I to change the system, right? I'm just a nobody with like 10 subs on YouTube, and I just create Subnautica videos. Well, not Subnautica videos, well, videos in general. But yeah, I'm just a random YouTuber. Who am I in front of unknown worlds? Yeah. I really think that anyone would be able to make a better story, and yeah, anyone would be able to make a better game. But unknown worlds is so high on their own farts that they really think that we wanted this game. We just wanted Subnautica 2. We just wanted a same Subnautica experience with minor differences. We didn't want a fucking alter ego. Okay, we didn't want that. We just wanted a same-ish Subnautica experience. But yeah, like I said, Unknown Worlds is just so high on fucking druggies that they didn't understand that. And I'm really sad about that, okay? Because I loved Subnautica 1. I bought Subnautica 2. I bought Below Zero on early access. I bought it 2 months before it was released. Okay, it was set to be released on May. I bought it on March. Okay, so you can understand I was very hyped, but I really lost the hype when I played the game. Like the first 30 minutes of the game are good, but then it's just spikes. It just not spikes. It's just complete chaos. I I really don't understand why anyone would do this. But yeah, I mean, that's Subnautica 2, I guess. So, the next point is the Leviathans. There are actually 3 hostile Leviathans in the game. Technically 4, but I'm just 3 are confirmed. So, the one is the Chelicerae, the other one is the Iceworm, and the last one is the Shadow Leviathan. Now, you already know that both of these, well, all 3 of these 3, not both, all 3 of them are fucking dumb. The Chelicerae is harmless, and the Iceworm is pretty good if you're on foot, and the Shadow Leviathan, well, you can tank 3 hits from it. So yeah, these are the Leviathans actually. 45-second recording is talking about the Leviathans, guys. And I'm actually serious. I'm gonna end the Leviathan recording right now because there is no reason for me to continue it. These are the Leviathans. 3 of the Leviathans that are hostile, and yeah, well, the Chelicerae just runs away, fucks off when you hit it. Iceworm is very nice if you don't have a vehicle. If you do, it's fucked up. And well, the Shadow Leviathan is pretty much nothing, because look, you can look at the background footage that I have shown, that I'm showing you right now. When the Shadow Leviathan actually bites you, you kind of, it kind of spits you in the same direction. What the fuck? It spits you in the right direction. At least they're gentle about it. Well, yeah, these are the Leviathans. I'm really sorry, but I can't really talk about them too long. It's just too pointless for me, really. These are the Leviathans. I'm sorry, guys, but these are the Leviathans. Let's go to the next point. One of these actual things is, well, Alan himself. Actually, the pacing of the game, not only Alan, but Alan is a very big contributor and a very big factor on the pacing of the game. So, pretty much, the pacing of the game is this. You land into, you get into the game. So, pretty much 20 minutes, approximately, if you haven't really moved from your life pod, you're just sitting AFK. Alright, 20 minutes in, or 25, that's random, you get a message, you get a signal. That's on Delta Station Dock. And this is dead center of the map. This is the island dead center of the map. Now, between the island, between Delta Station Dock and your life pod is Alan's sanctuary. So you're pretty much meant to find him, like, right off the fucking bat. So you get Alan and you go to Delta Station Dock. Now, when you go to Delta Station Dock, oh shit, guess what? You find Margaret. Now, Margaret fucks off, okay? She scared you a bit and she fucks off. And your PDA, your survival enhancement machine, manages to track her down. How? But let's just put that aside for now, okay? Let's continue with the same subject. So, she goes away, okay? Your PDA tracks her, and you find her base, and her base is right above the end game caves, the crystal caves, the crystal caverns, the crystal caves, which are right above the fabrication caverns and the fabrication facility, which is the end of the game, pretty much. So you can see the pacing of the game, like 1 hour in, you already have all the points of interest that you need. So, yeah, I really don't think that's really, yeah, I don't think that's good. They're using way too much real estate way too quickly. And although, yeah, you're not gonna go and find Margaret's base that quickly, you're not also gonna go and do anything else that quickly, okay? So you could say, like, fuck you, Shadozzz. You could like fucking ignore the Margaret's base and just continue grinding. Yes, you could, but I just want to say, if you don't want to ignore it, because it's story and it's shoved up your face. All right. So now that we've talked about that, let's just get to the worst factor of all, the story. Oh boy, yeah, the story is not that good, and I'm only half joking about that. So how the story begins? You have a goal. Your goal is to find what happened to your sister's death. What happened with your sister's death? Because your sister died in this planet and it was due to negligence. Well, Altera actually wrote it off due to negligence. So you go there to investigate with a meteor shower, with a meteor storm. So with the meteor storm, everyone leaves the planet because they're in danger. Their facilities are in danger and stuff. And so you land, and I just want to see the logic behind this. You land into Sector 0, a place known for containing hostile fauna and very, very cold, and being a very cold biome. And you go there without two things: a habitat builder and a cold suit. Why? Why don't you bring these valuable items with you? I mean, whatever, you know what? Let's just ignore this as well, okay? Ignore this because the developers are not perfect, okay? We need to just be reminded that, okay? We need to remind ourselves that the developers are not perfect, okay? Nobody is. So yeah, these inconsistencies might just slip through, all right? But the next thing will not slip through, okay? So you drop into the planet, you go, with your first objective, being find out what happened to your sister. So you find Delta Station Dock, and that's where Lily, or Liliam, I don't really remember because I don't really fucking care, because why would I? The story gets overrun by Alan. But this Liliam, or Lily, or whatever the fuck her name is, she tells you that Delta Station Dock is the next clue for your sister's death. So when you get the signal, you're immersed enough to go and check. And then you get the distress message. And then you go find Alan. And Alan gives you 3,000 fucking waypoints to every fucking biome of the game. Do you know what that means? It means that for the next 12 about hours, okay, for the next 12 hours, you're gonna be going from point A to point B to point C to point D, okay, for these next hours. Because for some fucking reason, the developers, they don't really think that finding out what the fuck happened to your sister is a good enough explanation. Why, you might say? Everything about this plot, about your sister's plot and what happened to your sister is on land. And they added Alan's plot because, wait a minute, it's a fucking Subnautica game. We need to make the player go underwater, and we need the player to explore underwater. How are we gonna do this without, oh wait, we can just shit an alien out of our fucking ass and just puke some content to just keep them interested, keep them on edge, and then have them make the worst trip of their life back and forth for getting materials, and then just fuck off the planet. That was Alan's plot, by the way. Okay, listen, seriously now. So you take Alan and then you go to Delta Station Dock. Like I said, you find Margaret, and then she fucks off to her base. Your PDA manages to somehow fucking trace her back to the approximate location of her base. You don't yet go there. You are intrigued enough to actually, go and explore Delta Station Dock, and you think that you're not geared enough yet, but you are. We're going to talk about that later. So, when you go and explore Delta Station Dock, you pretty much get every fucking blueprint in the game. Seriously, the multi-purpose room, you get it. The builder tool, you get it. Jukebox, you get it. Lockers, you get it. Bulkheads, you get it. Doors, you get it. Glass domes, you get it. Observatories, you get it. Scanner room, you do. You pretty much get everything. You pretty much, like, excluding some blueprints, you get every blueprint in the game. But okay, they wanted to give emphasis on the temperature, which, like I said, I've already provided a very nice explanation and a very nice solution to that. Just make it relevant on land, on underwater. But yeah, that never happens because physics. So, after a bit of exploration, Alan will start giving you waypoints to every fucking location of the map. So you go there, you scan it, and then you leave. Does that seem interesting? Oh, wait, it's not? Yeah, I know it's not. Trust me, I know it's not. Because I've been through that. I've done that because I wanted to complete the game to have an opinion about it. So when I completed, as I was completing the game, every time I got a new checkpoint, I just looked at my phone. Okay, I looked at the time, and then just went, fuck, and then just continued, and went on with my fucking task. Okay, went there, scanned it, came back to my base, continued building or grinding or whatever, and then just once again checkpoint, check my phone. Fuck, go back, scan, and leave. That's pretty much Subnautica Below Zero. If you actually though decide that you're good enough to go and check out Margaret, you go, you check out Margaret, and she tells you that there's a satellite. Now this satellite spies on her, and that's pretty annoying. So you're gonna need to shut it down if you want to know what happened to your sister. Okay, and so you go to actually, scan the test override module. To create the test override module, you need an unknown material found only in a big ship called the Mercury 2 for to be exact. Now, the Mercury 2 can only be opened by a laser cutter, which you obviously do not have, because why would you? You are not immersed enough into the game to actually go get one, because why would you want one? There is nothing to laser cut your way through. But apparently there is. So you go, get the laser cutter, go to the ship, take the blueprint, create the thing, create the test override module, go back to Delta Station Dock, close the satellite, and when you go back to Margaret, she just tells you, oh wait, the satellite has fucked off. How did you do it? And you're like, I just closed the satellite. But that's not really what I am here for. I'm here to, entertain. What the fuck? Really, what the fuck? I really have nothing to say here. Really, even in the script, I haven't written anything in here. Okay, this is gonna be improv. Okay, you're telling me that Altera was like, shit, the satellite's closed. Well, must have been the electricity ran out. Call off the satellite, boys. Let's get the fuck off 4546B. That's probably what happened. I really cannot find any other reasonable explanation about that. The satellite just fucked off. What the fuck? What satellite does that? What greedy? We have to emphasize on that. What greedy corporation would do that? No greedy corporation would do that. That's the answer. No greedy corporation would do that. But you know what? It's dumb. But anyways, you close the satellite. She gives you an approximate coordinate to her greenhouse. You go to her greenhouse, which is so far away. God, even with a small map. When the sea truck is just so fucking slow. We'll get on that later. Anyway, so you get to her greenhouse and she gives you a bugged PDA. How do I know it's bugged? Well, she says that these are the coordinates. When you take the PDA, there are no coordinates. Where are the coordinates, Margaret? Yeah, but you know what? Fuck it. It's dumb, like I said. So you go on YouTube or on the wiki or whatever. You see a playthrough and you see, oh wait, this is where I wanna go. So you go there and you understand, kind of early, that you cannot really go here because it's kind of cold and you're freezing. Because Robin did not really think to bring a cold suit. Well, I mean, what can you do? So what do you need to do? You need to search the biome while freezing to death. You need to scan the fragments for the cold suit, then go back to your base and wait. You can't make it. You know why? Because you need something called snowstalker fur. Snowstalker fur. Now, what's snowstalker fur? It's something that you get from snowstalkers that it's really dumb. So, you go back to the glacier, that's what I'm gonna call it because that's what it's called, the glacier. So you go back to the glacier and you find the spike pangling fragment. Now the spike pangling fragment is, the spike pangling, not the fragment. The spike pangling is something so useless and so dumb that I really cannot find words to describe how useless it is. So you go back to your base, you make spike pangling, you go back to the glacier, you get snowstalker fur, get back to your base, you make a cold suit, go back to the glacier, and you go to a bridge. And this bridge requires hydraulic fluids to work. So you just look at the clock and you go, fuck my life, it's too late. You close the game, you go back another day, you go back to the other day, like morning, and you're like, fuck, I forgot that I was in this part. So you scan the hydraulic fluids and then you go back to your base. You make the hydraulic fluids, you go back, and oh shit, you require the snow fox to continue because this glacier is just too big. The ice spikes biome is too big and you're gonna freeze to death, even with a cold suit and with peppers. You're gonna freeze to death. So you go into the ice spikes. You scan for this for the snow fox fragments, and you find the snow fox fragment. You go back to Margaret's base. You scan the snow fox launch pad. You go to the glacier. You build a snow fox launch pad. You bring resources from your base. You build a snow fox launch pad, and then you go back to your base. You bring resources. You go back to the launch pad. You build a snow fox, and you can finally explore the ice spikes. Of course, you repair the bridge. Yeah, that's kind of, obvious. So you repair the bridge and you go with your snow fox, you fuck off, and you go into the ice spikes. Now, what's the snow fox, you might ask me? The snow fox is the new vehicle of the game. The new vehicle of the game that is so clunky, that's so clumsy, and fucked up that I really cannot find a reason for it to exist. There's no reason for it to exist. It's so clunky that you don't need it. But if you don't want the snow fox, you can get a prawn suit. Now, what's the prawn suit? It's something that's so OP that not even a Leviathan can hurt it, pretty much. But we're gonna talk about the vehicles later. So after you go into the ice spikes, Alan is like, I detect things among them. I detect some things. One thing is among them, and some other thing is among this thing. Alright, so there's a body part there. So you go, you scan the body part, and you finally come face to face with the Iceborne Leviathan. Now, there are three, let's say, scenarios right here. Each of them having a different meaning and a different interpretation. So, if you're on foot, if you try and do it on foot, the encounter with the Iceborne is awesome. Now that might sound kind of, what the fuck, because I've been shitting the game for the past 20 something minutes. So the encounter with the iceworm is perfect when you're on foot, because you are in a very big biome, murky biome. You have snow in front of you, and you can just hear him under the ice. Just you can see it poking up, eating a stalker, and then just going back down, and you can hear it under you, and then it flings you in the air. You eat something to heal up, and then you can hear it, and then it eats another stalker, and then you get a bad weather, and snow is just blinding you. You freeze quickly. So this is a very nice encounter. It's a perfect encounter. I loved it. And it almost felt intentional. It wasn't. Because that's the unintentional way. If you go into this biome with any kind of vehicle, either that's the snow fox or the prawn suit, it ruins it. Why? Because the snow fox some fucking how keeps your temperature at 100 all the time. Even if you're standing still with the snow fox, still your temperature is kept at 100 somehow. I don't know how. I don't care. So if you go with the snow fox, it's really nice until you kind of understand how the ice one works. Let's say that you have the snow fox and you're like, one biome away from the ice worm, okay? And if the ice worm surfaces, it will knock you off your snow fox, regardless of wherever the fuck you are. Even if you're at this point, I tested it. I was in Delta Station Dock, okay? And I spawned the snow stalker in the ice worm's territory. When the ice worm went up and killed the snow stalker, I was knocked out of my I was knocked out of my snow fox. I was about 150 meters away. And yeah, 150 meters away. Well, fucking god, okay, yeah, this is so tiring, really. Anyways, fuck the snow fox. If you go with the prawn suit, you cannot really get hurt. The ice worm surfaces, it doesn't hurt you, just deals 15 damage. You get out, repair it, and then just rinse and repeat. You go, scan the body part, you leave, that's it. Yeah, that's the Icepax biome. Now after that, the last biome that you will ever visit, because there is no reason to visit the other ones, the last biome that you will ever visit is the Crystal Caves, and of course in turn the fabrication the fabrication caverns. So the Crystal Caves are ginormous. They cover almost the entire map. Oh god. Almost. Well, actually half of the map. They are about the center. They're about in the center of the map, and they cover like the whole center of the map. Okay, I will show you a picture of the map, and that's how big the caves are. Okay, you're piloting a very slow thing, the C-Truck. You're piloting a very slow vehicle, but even though you can tank 3 attacks from the Leviathan that inhabits this place before your Sea-Truck actually gets destroyed. Now we're going to talk about the Leviathans later, but I'm just saying that, okay? Now, you go to the caverns, which you cannot find alone. You need a walkthrough. That's for sure. I'm certain that nobody found those alone, unless you're searching under Marguerite's base for fragments or something, and you found it by accident. If you're intentionally trying to find them and you don't know that they're under Marguerite's base, you cannot find the crystal caverns. That's a lost cause. Do not try and search for them. They are under some fucking cave in the middle of fuck knows where. Okay, so you get to the crystal caves and you find a big ass Leviathan. You understand that you can tank 3 hits from it. Well, actually 4, but the 4th is gonna destroy your Sea-Truck. So you can understand that you can tank 3 hits from it and then just get out, repair your Sea-Truck, and then get back in. So you're not really scared of it. So you proceed and scan the last body part in the crystal caverns, and then you go to the fabrication caverns, to the fabrication facility. You create Alan's. Well, you go back to your base first. You create Alan's the 3 Alan parts, and then you go back to the fabrication caverns and. You completed the game, sort of. So you make Alan, and you both fuck off. Now, I made this point in my previous video. Halfway through the cutscene, I was like, wait a second. Wasn't I supposed to know and learn what happened to my sister? Yeah, that's how forgettable the story is. So, well, I reloaded the save and I got back. Okay, obviously Margaret is the main plot for Sam's story, but I've already visited Margaret, and with all the back and forth things in the glacier, I forgot to actually go and interact with the whole Sam plotline. So Sam's plotline in the glacier is this: you find a very big ass leviathan that is frozen, so it's dead. It some fucking how has an active Corabacterium infection in it. So do not ask me how the infection is alive when the host isn't. That's one of the things that you are gonna have to ignore if you wanna enjoy Subnautica, because Below Zero is actually very enjoyable. So you get the spy pangolin, okay, and you find the snowstalker fur, and after that you go and find the cure. Now the cure for the infection is, well, it's there, it's somewhere, you don't know where. Oh wait, no, you do. How do you? You might ask me. You get a map. A map. A fucking map. A map. You actually get two maps. One of the whole map, one of the whole playable area, and one of the glacier. Because they had to show you that you need to find where the fuck the pangolin is. The cave with the cure is. So, after all that shenanigans shit, you get the cure, you go to the Leviathan, you cure it, and finally you finish Sam's plotline. So what's Sam's plotline, you might ask me? Sam thinks that they are using this Leviathan and the Corabacterium for a bioweapon. There's no indication of that, by the way. Of course I can see a greedy corporation using this for a bioweapon, but there is no indication in the game or the storyline or PDAs about that. But anyways, Sam thinks that. So she goes and asks the help of Margaret. Margaret gives her explosives and she synthesizes the cure. She synthesizes the cure. Remember how in the first game you needed to, actually grind for the cure and, complete the favor of a fucking monster to get the fucking cure? And the cure was not abundant, and, well, who cares? We have Subnautica too, don't we? So, using plants and shit, she synthesizes the cure, and after synthesizing the cure, she goes to cure the Leviathan, which would not even work because the Leviathan that's dead does not have an active respiratory and blood system to distribute the cure to everywhere. But anyways, and she doesn't actually cure the Leviathan because she gets caught by Pamela, whatever the fuck his name is. I don't care, because why would I? It's Subnautica Below Zero, why would I care? And she detonates the cave instead of using the cure. She detonates the cave, and the cave go boom boom, killing her and him. Both her and him. And that's Sam's plotline, boys. It's about time that you finish the game. Because now you can just fuck off and create Alan, and Alan will fuck off with you into a fucking spaceship or whatever the fuck that is. I mean, what the fuck? Well, anyways, okay, that's the whole storyline, right? That's the story. It's a bit summed up. You of course lost some things, but you pretty much get the point. It's bad. So that was the video. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you liked it. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, and if you really loved it, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel, because it really helps me out a lot. I'm preparing on doing some other videos, not only lore and reviews, and yeah, I'm planning on doing some more Skyblock videos, so yeah, you could be waiting around for that. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you liked it. It took me a long time to make and edit it, so if you could please leave a like, leave a comment if you didn't like it, of course. That would be very much appreciated. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye bye.